Hi, welcome to my Matrix. Today we're going to talk about Sojourner Truth. She was actually born Isabella Bomfrey, and she and her family were born into slavery, and they lived on a big estate in New York, and they were actually owned by a Dutch family. Now, she was one of 12 children, and her entire family was enslaved on that estate for a very long time. In 1806, Sojourner Truth was only 9 years old, and she was sold to a man named John Neely. Now, he was very cruel to her. He beat her often. And after a while, about 2 years later, she was sold for $105 to an innkeeper. And she was with the innkeeper for about 18 months. And then he sold her again to another man who was very cruel. This man had a wife, and he basically essayed her every day. And the wife was very upset by that and made life very, very difficult for Sojourner Truth. Finally, in 1826, Sojourner Truth escaped with her freedom with an infant daughter. But she had other children that she had to leave behind, and they couldn't go with her because they were not free under the Emancipation Proclamation Act. There was actually a clause where they had to actually stay and work with the master who owned them till they were in their 20s. So she went on and started her new life, but then she found out that one of her young children was actually sold to a family that was very abusive. And so she wanted to get that child back. So she fought and went to court. And she actually won the right to get her child back. She was the first woman to ever win a court case against a white man. Sojourner Truth went on to become an American abolitionist and also an advocate for women's rights. And she actually gave herself the name of Sojourner Truth. And that was in the year 1843. And after that, she actually began to leave the city and go out and preach because God was telling her that she had another mission. And one of the things she did too during the Civil War was to actually recruit for the Union Army. And she also tried to get land grants for enslaved people when the war was over. And actually, that's where the whole phrase of 40 acres and a mule, where that came from. One of her most famous speeches was, "Ain't I a woman?" Her speech drew attention to the plight of Black women at that time. Um, as far as women's suffrage, of course, we were, as people of color, invisible. But she really wanted to point out and really fought for rights for women to really let people know that Black people, we were here and we were making a difference and should not be ignored. So because of that, Sojourner Truth, I salute you on the scene. Black history.